Hi everybody, welcome to Makeup Tip Monday, except for it's Tuesday. So I had some computer problems yesterday and I had someone come help me with my issues, and they were coming in a 3-hour window, so you know how that is. I had to sit around and wait for them to come, but got everything fixed. Everything's all working now. So what we're going to go over today is how to clean your makeup brushes and your sponges and how often you should clean them and stuff like that. So first I want to ask you, do you clean your brushes? Do you use the same brush for month after month after month? You never clean it? And this isn't for the makeup artist, because we all know if you're using your brushes on clients, you're going to clean your brushes after every client. You're going to disinfect them. So that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the average woman who does her makeup in her own bathroom and she wants to clean her brushes. So several ways you can go about this. First of all, a wet clean. So about once a week, they make products, and this one's leaking on the bottom, so I have it upside down, but they make products that you can actually squirt on your brushes to do what we call a wet dry brush clean, if you will. So you can clean your brushes out just by squirting this kind of a product on your brushes. Excuse me. So that's step number one, is you can just get a product like that. It lightly disinfects them. You can take a wipe and just get some of the heavy gunk out of your brush on a weekly basis, like a makeup remover wipe. That could leave a little oily residue depending on your wipe, so you'll want to check that. But then also you can spritz your brushes from time to time with this is just a bottle of alcohol. So just spritzing your brushes just to give them a nice little, especially when you're doing events like proms and things like that, you can spritz all your products, your shadows, because the alcohol evaporates instantly and it gives it a little coating of sanitizing, if you will. Another thing that I discovered recently that's been around for quite a while, I'm just late to the game, is the color switch products that are on the market. And I'll put a link when I finish this video as to the one I ordered. There are several to try, so just find one that the price is right. They're very inexpensive. You can pick them up at Ulta, Sephora. I ordered mine from Amazon. So what these are, they're really cool. So when you are doing your makeovers, put this one on. This is really cool. So when you're doing your makeovers, or maybe you're just a girl that likes a lot of hey Beth, I'm glad someone's on, because this is such an odd time of the week for me to do this. But if you like to do a lot of drama on your eyes like I do, and I love peacocks and purples and all these bright colors, and you don't always want to have to get a clean brush, they make this thing called a color switch. This is just this really bizarre little pad. It comes in this little tin can, and you can buy refills of just the pad. So when you're in between colors and you just want to get the color off the brush, you just swish it in there, and instantly you can dip it right away into another color. So that's a fun way to just keep on rolling and not having to stop to clean the color off your brush. So this is called a color switch. And when I bought this one, I bought a little duo pack that came with this little nifty armband right here. And for the makeup artist, you can actually put your brushes in the armband. I don't know if y'all can see the brush in there. So you can pull them out of it. But the premise is, as you're working, you can just use, it's got the same little textured sponge right there. So you can just clean your brush off and keep going. I find that this really more gets in my way, and I just as soon use the little, it's supposed to save surface space when you're doing a big event or something and you don't want all this clutter on your table. But I find that that just gets on my nerves. So I really just like the little sponge. This is the coolest thing ever, because I'm always picking up a brush that has black or a dark color, then I want to dip it into a teal or a aqua or blue or something, and I've got that residue left over. So I love that I can just switch my colors like that. Okay, so when it comes to actually really washing your brushes, you really want to do that at least once a month. And I'm going to have a drawing, so I want you guys to comment below. And comment, because I don't know if your comments are working, because I have this in like airplane mode, so I won't get calls. So if I don't reply to a comment, then I just am not seeing them. But comment if you clean your brushes at all. And if you do you do it once a month, once a week? How often do you do it? Never. Maybe you need to do it more. Comment that too. And then the best way you like to do it. How do you like to clean your brushes? Because you might have a tip that the rest of us would like to know about. So, my favorite way to do my brushes, I've bought all kind of brush cleaning products, but for me, what seems to work the best is Dawn, because it cuts the grease, right? It gets the grease out, and a lot of your foundations, and then the grease from your face, the oils from your product, your moisturizer, they get all built up in your brushes. So what I really like to do is I'll get a little thing of warm water, and I've already put some Dawn in there. You can swish your brush around, and sometimes I actually will put a little more Dawn just on the tip of my brush, like that. Ooh. And I have this nifty little glove that I bought from Sigma, and it has all these grooves in it. You can see mine is well worn. I need to somehow bleach this thing and get it clean. But the idea behind these little grooves is you take the brush head and then you start swirling it, and those, look at that, the makeup just comes. This brush didn't even look dirty. It's been recently cleaned and I didn't even realize I had used it. So you just swirl it, and then you're gonna rinse it in the water. You're gonna swirl it, ooh, making a mess, swirl it some more. And I mean, this is all out of one brush. So obviously you would do this at your sink because it is quite messy. I just made a mess here. So, I mean, just that one little brush, look at the water that was clear that's now all milky and gross. So, so that's the best way to clean it, is a little warm water, a little Dawn. This one's not clean yet. So you'd want to keep doing that until it runs clear. But instead of buying this expensive brush, I do really like this brush because it has a handle. So after I've cleaned it, I can go in there and squeeze and wring the water out of the brush like that. This one's not clean yet, but you get the point. So I can squeeze it and get it rinsed out. You want to do this until it runs clear and there's no more goo up in your brush. And then you want to dry your brushes. And you don't want to leave your brushes on their side because the water goes up inside the, bring them on camera. The brushes, Sharon, or the cleaner. So, so after you've washed your brush, you want to find a way to stand them up. They make nifty little brush cleaner stands that keep them hanging like this so they can dry. But you can just take a rubber band and an old cutting board, and I'll usually do a rubber band across the bottom and a rubber band across the top just to keep that, can y'all see that? Where I can prop this up and then the water drops down instead of going up in the, you know, the brush handle where it's going to degrade and make the metal come apart and make your brushes just not last as long. So you want to find a way to prop them up so they can dry upright. And I don't like having them dry on a surface where the brushes get smushed. I want it to just hang where it can dry naturally. So any kind of little flat surface. I save all my asparagus rubber bands and pop these around things. I use them all the time for stuff. So it's a great way. I've seen where people take a hanger and take a rubber band and go around this and put them all across the hangers and then hang the hanger up on their shower rod, their shower door, a towel rod, whatever, just so they can hang upside down. So whatever you can do to get your brushes to dry that way is going to be the most efficient way to do that. And I do take towels or something to get some of the water, but if you use a lot of paper towels and things like that, you're likely to get a lot of lint and trash up in there. I can see the lint flying around the room now just from doing that. So I usually will take a nice clean, and I like working with white hand towels. I buy them in bulk at Sam's and places like that, because if I use white, I can see that this is not clean yet, and so I can continue to do it. So I will have white hand towels for you know, drying my brushes, and then I let them air dry. You can take a blow dryer on low and knock the dampness out of them too, and then hang it upside down to let it continue to finish air drying. Your beauty blenders. One of my favorite products of all time is the Beauty Blender. I love a good damp beauty blender, you know, to finish up my makeup and to press in anything that's sitting on top of the face, but they get so nasty. And then I wet it, and then I use it again the next day. And so about once a week, I try to take all my beauty blenders. The ones in my office I use after I've finished with a client. But the best thing to do, again, Dawn, I'm telling you, I've used baby shampoo. I've used, the shampoo that I use for my hair. I've used liquid soap. But the Dawn seems to just get the grease out of the tool the best of anything I've used. And you can also throw a splash of vinegar in there for some extra disinfecting. So just pop a little vinegar in there and you'll, get a little extra boost. But what I will do is just run this under some hot water, a little bit of Dawn, and keep squeezing it and wringing it until I feel like I've got a lot of the junk out of the sponge. And then you pop it into, a coffee cup or a glass bowl, something that's microwave safe. And I pop it in the microwave for about a minute, 30 seconds, a minute, 40 seconds, depending on your microwave, and just microwave it. And you're talking about clean, sanitized. Sometimes I've just thrown them in there dirty, but it really makes more sense to rinse them and get most of the junk out first, and then throw them in some nice clean water and sanitize. Let it cool because it will be hot. You go to squeeze it and you will burn your hand. So let it cool off. And then after it's nice and cool, take it out of the water, wring it out good, and just let it air dry. Nice, clean, fresh, like brand new beauty blender. I've tried just cleaning them under the water in the faucet, and it tends to do better if I nuke it in the microwave and get some of the debris and the junk out of it. And as far as these little beauty cleaner tools right here, so I bought this one from Sigma. I ordered this online. I have seen these knockoffs of these everywhere. You can go in Marshall's in the little spa section, and they've got all kinds of these. You can pick them up in Walgreens, Walmart, wherever. They've got versions of this. Or you might have in your kitchen, you might have them in your kitchen that you use to cook with. The little silicone hot plates or the gloves that you buy to cook with. Same thing. They may not have quite as many ridges on them, but the idea is you want the bumpy texture. And most of the hot pads that I have in my kitchen, I went and got some of them out, and they look, just like the ones you buy that are specifically for makeup, and they're a lot less expensive. So just get one of those, and the little hot pads, you can squeeze them and wring the water just like you can this thing. So this thing was like 40 bucks. There's like a terry cloth towel up inside, so it's really nice. There's all kind of, for different shape brushes. But if you don't want to spend the $40, just get you the hot pad that you use to put to get things out of the oven, or you use to handle hot pots or whatever. And then something that I really love, and this is what's going to be in the drawing. So if you guys comment, hey Pam, one of these days I'm going to see you again in person. But if you guys comment, number one, if you ever clean your brushes, just say, I never clean my brushes. I need to do better. Or I clean them once a month. I clean them once a week. And I really feel like for the average person, once a month is probably really good to clean and sanitize your brushes if you're not using your brushes on other people. But these little things right here, the brush egg, this is what I'm giving away in the drawing. If you comment that, oh, Jen, we missed you. I was wondering where you were. If you comment how you clean your brushes, soap and water, shampoo, you don't clean your brushes, you use fancy little gadgets. They make brush cleaners. You stick them in and push a button and it swirls and does all the work for you. Just comment how you like to clean your brushes. If you've ever used the color swatch, cool, super amazing invention. So just make some comments how you like to clean your brushes. And Thursday after lunch, I'll draw for one of these cool little nifty brush eggs. So this is something, I love this thing. You just, same thing as with the little, the big fancy glove I have. You just go right on top of here and see, you use your facial cleanser. Yeah, you can do that too, for sure. So this is just like the same idea as that fancy glove I have, but it's just neat, nice and small and petite and fits right in your makeup drawer. So I'm going to give one of these away on Thursday. I'll drop it in the mail to whoever's name I draw for watching the video today. And I know a lot of you can't catch the live, so just catch it on the playback. But this is the same little thing, fits right on your fingers, and you can throw it in your makeup drawer, your makeup box, whatever it is you have. So, I think that's it. Let me see my notes. It was real simple today. I am going to post on this post when we finish the steps to cleaning your sponges, because that was a game changer to me, because I love using my sponges. I use them on my clients, but they were so hard to clean in between people. And since I discovered that I can put them in the microwave, I've really used them a lot more. So I'll post a little graphic on how to do that. And then I'll also post the link to where I get this color switch. They're on Amazon. There's all kind of different vendors. Just find the one that the price is right. And I don't think there's a whole lot of difference between the more expensive ones and the cheap ones. I did get this little duo kit, and I don't feel that anyone would use the wristband. So just get this. And you can, down the road, they sell just refills of this little thing right here. So when you feel like that's nasty, just get your refill. So that's it for today. It was a short and sweet how to clean your brushes. Just make sure that you clean your brushes every month, I'm sorry. I clean my beauty blenders more often than that. I probably clean them about every other week or so. But on my clients, they get cleaned every single time. So go clean all of your brushes. You will be shocked. A little Dawn, for whatever reason, because it literally cuts the grease. And a lot of our cleansers are more gentle that we use on our face, like Jen says she uses. So rather than using our cleanser, because it's not meant to be quite so grease cutting, this gets all the old makeup out of your brushes better than anything I've tried. I've bought fancy stuff. I've used all kind of concoctions that I've read on Pinterest, and that just seems to work the best for me. A little warm water, a little Dawn. Every now and then I'll throw a little splash of vinegar in there. Goat milk brush cleanser. You love it. I haven't tried that one. I've tried a lot of fancy brush cleansers, but not that one before. So my brushes get so full of crud that sometimes I feel like I need to pull out the big guns, and the Dawn always does that for me, because they just get so full before I get around to washing them sometimes. But the bottom line is to just make sure they're clean. If you're using any type of cleanser that you've already got, if it runs clean and there's no more residue coming out of your brush, then you're good to go. That's all that matters. But I do feel like for the beauty blenders, if you can throw it in the microwave for about a minute and 30-40 seconds, it's going to sanitize those beauty blenders. I feel like those harbor a lot more germs and bacteria than even your brushes, because it's a sponge substance. So nuke those and get them super clean and good for your skin, and they feel amazing when they're clean. You can tell when it's full and loaded of product. Your brushes and your beauty blenders, when they're so full of product, they're just dense and they don't give you a pretty makeup application anymore. So get those brushes clean and comment what you like to clean your brushes with. I've heard from Pam and I've heard from Jen how they like to clean their brushes. So comment how you clean yours, if you don't clean them at all, and I'll draw on Thursday for one of the egg brush cleaners. I think it's called Brush Egg. That's the name of it. So you guys have a great Halloween tonight. Get ready for all the trick-or-treaters. I'm going to attempt to get a costume on before tonight, so we'll see if that happens. But have a great Halloween, and I will talk to you guys soon. Watch out for Orly. She's going to launch a promotion tonight that's going to go live November 1st, tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that sometime this evening. I'm not sure what time she's going to do that. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.